Hi everyone. Okay. So I will explain a bit where I come from, and we have the biggest online reseller of cameras in North Europe, second-hand analog cameras. I mean, obviously there are new digital camera places, but we have been running it in Finland. I think it probably is the biggest one in Europe also, but we call it North Europe just to be safe, because we are from Finland, we don't want to lie. So, before you get all excited that yes, now I can officially get a Hasselblad straight from the north without any, moisture problems because it's so cold, checked by a professional person, and only a bit over the price than from another user to user. I have to tell you that we are shutting down today. So, or not today, but it starts a process, and I'll explain why. Before that, I'll explain that I had the analog bug bit me when I was 10 years old, but when I got into college, I got working into a lab, and I started to play with Nikon gear, and I noticed that you can buy gear from there and then sell it there, and then he has a big package, I need only one lens, I'll buy the whole package and then sell the rest. I did that a lot in college, and I started to know cameras. 4 years later, after doing it alone and as a personal hobby, I started a shop. It's Camera Market in Finnish, basically Kameratori. We started it in 2010. I got a partner to do it with me, and we started growing it, and life went on, and I got kids, and things happened, and we got better at buying and selling and bigger. And by 2015 I was going to stay at home with the kids. My second kid was born, and I was on maternity leave, paternity leave, yes. And the six-guy team that we had at shop was starting to run the shop. And as you can probably see from the pictures, they're not that old. In fact, 3 of them are now 21, so they were 16 when they started with us. So they've been training. They started with, okay, here's the Hasselblad compendium, and here's a big box of Hasselblad accessories. Now understand them. And then they started to combine things, and now they know a lot more than usually people do. But by 2015 I had the choice that, okay, I was away from work a while, and when I came back I wanted to see if photography was still available for my kids when they were 20, if analog photography was an option for them. So I started Camera Ventures, and even though we are a web shop, we are more known for the Save Analog Cameras campaign, in which over 7,500 people filled in this 15-minute internet questionnaire on where they buy film, where they develop film, where they buy their cameras, where they repair their cameras. We asked everything, and we expected maybe a few hundred people to, answer, but it just blew into a very big thing with 7,500 people from 100-something countries answering it, and it was 40 questions that were not multiple choice questions. It was, open field questions. So we had over 300,000 questions to read to understand what the world of the analog world is is about. And now we were ready on September last year with it. We published the results. They're at cameraventures.com/results. And there's a lot of interesting things. Specifically, that if you like really condense it, is that the analog scene is doing really well. It's rejuvenating. It's doing. It's reinventing itself, but it's a certain type of kind of modern analog thing that is the big thing that's growing. For example, Carmencita was the #1 voted lab in the world on the survey, even though we know that it's not the #1 gross lab in the world. So it's it just means that the internet people are a bit different people than the rest of the old analog world. So there is a new thing coming. You can go and see what's it's all about. But when we did this, we had a tech team of mainly Misa, who's there on the left. Now we have another guy also. They look exactly the same. They're Finnish tech guys, so they tend to look the same. We were running the old Cameratory web shop, we were running the Camera Ventures web shop, and we were running all this data from the Save Analog cameras results. So we just had too much, or we have too much. So we decided that we need to focus on what's most important for our team for the future of analog photography. And this is the problem that arose. There are more than 100 million cameras in Europe. There's 500 million people. Every fifth person has a camera somewhere. So there are around 100 million cameras in Europe. And 95% of the population think that film cameras are trash or something that you put on the shelf as an ornament, or just basically useless. And then there is the small population of growing analog enthusiasts that want cameras, that are good cameras. And the repair people have, repair centers have gone down because the prices are so low and so forth. So we have a kind of an issue that if we want to keep shooting film, we need to have cameras. And according to our survey, no one was actually addressing this issue properly. So it's now what we are going to focus on. And Camera Rescue is our new brand. We have a goal of Finland rescues 100,000 cameras by 2020. We have now rescued 30. Well, if you count the items that are still on sale on the website, there's over 40,000 cameras that we have rescued so far. So we only need to do 60,000 in 2.5 years. So we have a slight challenge. It's 80 cameras a day for 2.5 years. So but we can do it. That's why we need to focus, and that's why we need to kill Camera Ventures. We have some other functions on camerarescue.org also. We have a find a repair center thing that has 200 repair centers, and you can go and find where's the local repair center, and if the data is incorrect, it's because other people have given it incorrectly, and then you can go and give the correct data, and it will start to be the correct data. Everyone gives data about repair centers, and we trust that in the end it will be correct if it's open or not, basically. And then Camera Rescue obviously buys cameras. We send them to different sellers. There's a platform we're building during the summer where anyone in the world can just upload a picture of their cameras, and then it goes to professional sellers all around, and they make an offer for that camera. And that way we can probably get cameras from shelves that people have not dared to sell because they don't know the value, but now they put it on the platform and they get multiple quotes from multiple professional sellers, so they feel sure that okay, now I'm getting at least a decent price for the item. And then there's also the Save Analog cameras results and other campaigns we have done, and the spare parts. If someone has something for spare parts, we're interested in getting them to repair centers also. And yes, obviously we cannot just take the 4,000 cameras we were selling on cameraventures.com and not sell them. It's not a viable business model to just hoard cameras. There is going to be a website there is a website called camerastore.com, and the Cameratory team that have grown. Now there's 14 people working at the Cameratory shop. They will take care of that web shop, and they will take care of the customer service, and our Camera Ventures team will take care of camera rescue and that only. And our goal with the kind of tech team or Camera Ventures team has always been that sharing is caring, and that the analog photography challenge is just too big for hoarding information, which means that we want to concentrate repair know-how and spare parts to a camera rescue center we have in Tampere, and then teach to newer generations how to repair cameras. We want to arrange partnerships with shops, marketers, the new breed of the analog movement. And then if you are within the EU, you can, and you're interested in the buying and selling of cameras, you can apply for an Erasmus Entrepreneur Exchange program, which is a EU-funded program, and we're a host company, and we will tell you everything about how we do it, and then you can do it in your country, basically. Even if we scale up to the 100,000 goal, there's 100 million cameras to save, so there's no problem us telling everyone how we do it, basically. And that's my contact email. Just send me a contact, or now you can follow on Facebook. It's still Camera Ventures. On Instagram from today on, it's Camera Rescue. So you can follow or send me a direct message there. And yeah, if you're in Finland, Tampere, we have that's our rescue center. It's a nice 3-story old building with a lot of cameras. There's 4,000 working cameras and 4,000 not working cameras, and a lot of spare parts, and 10 people working on the process. So you're welcome to visit. Yeah.